A great-looking suit that you've got on today. I'm just curious if you've gotten used to this champion's life, all the added camera, the attention, all the buzz around you at all times.
Com certeza. A gente tem que vir arrumado, bonito, lindo, né? Tem que estar pronto.
Of course, I'm a champ now. I have to look sharp and sharp every time. Looking good, feeling good.
Did you feel any different about your championship after defending the belt for the first time? There's that old saying, you have to defend it before you're really the champion. Did anything change after your last win?
Não. Campeão ele é campeão quando ele vence. Né? Eu se tornei campeão quando venci o Michael Chandler. No dia que eu tive a oportunidade. Depois que eu venci ele, de lá para cá eu sou campeão.
No, I told you guys from previous interviews, like I was champion, I earned the belt. I came from 9 straight wins. So I've been acting like defending the belt or just what I'm building my legacy on. So I didn't come here to just win the belt. So no, I felt like I was a champion from the moment I earned that belt.
I wonder too if the opponent is different in certain ways. Like Habib had these like mythical qualities about him in his career, whereas not that Charles isn't just as dangerous, if not more, but doesn't have that about him. Does that change the mindset as well?
Yeah, I think so. They're definitely not the same athlete, and Charles certainly is not more dangerous than Habib. His ability to take damage is not the same. Proven through the times we've seen him fight. So, you know, all my criticism of Charles is from a kid that we were talking about, that we all watched grow, and now we're talking about a man with confidence. It's a different person, but ultimately, the same Charles is still there. Same Charles that fought Cub Swanson, same Charles that fought Donald Cerrone, same Charles that fought RDA, Pettis. Choices were made in that by him, and the choice to quit was made. And I'm going to give him that choice on Saturday night. I guarantee that.
The win streak you're on with Poirier, Chandler, Ferguson, I mean, amazing wins. Where does Gaethje rank among those? Is he better than them? Is not so? Where do you feel he stacks up against them?
Olha, ele já lutou com grandes nomes. Ele é um cara duríssimo, merece todo o respeito do mundo. Mas o campeão tem nome, se chama Charles Oliveira. É isso que é importante.
You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He's a hard-working guy. He's a real fighter. He fought great names. He's been here a while, but the champion scored Charles Oliveira, and I'm the champion.
People look at him as the most violent, the most dangerous guy in the division. Do you see him that way?
Olha, quando eu lutei com o Gucuy, todo mundo falava que ele era um monstro. E vocês viram o que aconteceu. Já sai disso aqui para provar mais uma vez que o campeão se chama Charles Oliveira.
Guys, you see when I fight. You see when I fight, he fought a guy for 3 rounds. I knocked him out with my left hand. So whatever the hype is, whatever the talk is, I don't listen to the champion. It's called Charles Oliveira. Is going to stay this way.
It's interesting because the narrative is like that he used to quit, and a lot of people say, yeah, but he's answered that. He doesn't quit anymore.
That's fine. I think that's true. However, you know, once a coward, always a coward. I'm not calling him a coward, but I'm saying that's you can't just take that away. It's there. Khabib never showed you that, and that's why you can't compare those two.
And speaking about yourself, I mean, as you said, the circumstance is vastly different, opponent vastly different, but anything that you took out of that first time that you said, man, I screwed this up, I should have approached it differently, you know, lessons learned?
Yeah, I mean, a tactic was going to be to evade, and that was the first and only time I've ever had that mindset, and, you know, it won't happen on Saturday. If he marches through me, then good for him, but I won't be moving backwards.
Last thing for me, I think it's interesting, like your legacy is already secure as one of the most respected, you know, most entertaining fighters in the sport, but what would this win mean for you? I mean, what would a championship do for you? Does it change anything at all? Yeah,
it's huge, especially who we're talking about. You know, Charles, that's a man with confidence. It's by far going to be my biggest accomplishment in this game, in this sport. These are the good old days, and I cannot, you know, I can wait, but one day I'll get to look back and all of this will be special.
As you said, he's a hardworking, respectful guy, very confident, but he does say some things like, I'm going to break him and things like that. Does it bother you when he says things like that, or is that just what a guy should be saying ahead of a fight?
Cada vende a luta da forma de que quer, do jeito que quer, né? Falar não faz diferença nenhuma. Se todo mundo que falasse, fizesse, seria mais fácil a gente colocar um papagaio aqui. Eu vim aqui para fazer.
Listen, to each their own. A lot of people approach a fight differently. People talk, people don't like to talk. If I like to talk, I'd bring a parrot up in here instead of myself. So I like to talk, I like to leave my fight talking for me, and he can say whatever he wants. It does not bother me. I'm only worried about what I'm going to do to do the fight.
Last thing for me, a win here. I mean, obviously you're calling shots. I mean, what's important for you in your championship reign? Is it fighting in Brazil again? Is it names that you want to beat? What matters for you in your championship reign?
Olha, a gente tem que fazer uma coisa de cada vez. Eu quero fazer história, eu quero fazer acontecer. Com certeza, vencendo agora, eu queria muito defender meu cinturão no Brasil, em São Paulo, na minha casa.
Guys, I take one step at a time. My job now is to defend my title, win this fight. However, I would love to be able to fight in São Paulo, in Brazil, to defend again my belt in my house.
Charles, I mean, he's such a unique type of champion, right? Because he doesn't have this aura of invincibility. We've seen him lose, and even in these last few fights, we've seen him get really badly hurt, but it almost seems like he's his most dangerous when he's in that point where he's sort of in those blood and guts moments. How unique is that for you? And I mean, how can you circumvent those type of challenges?
Yeah, I mean, that is normal for a fighter. When you choose fight over flight, that's the only way. And yeah, he has done a great job. I think his opponents really made some mistakes. I think Chandler whooped his ass first round, got too overconfident, and that's why the shot was so effective. He forgot how much danger he was in. If they're awake, they're dangerous, and someone on the brink of dying is the most dangerous, especially when they choose fight. And so you can never take your foot off the gas, and you can never be overconfident in that arena, because anything, anytime, that's why I'm such a fan of the sport. One shot.
Charles, I wonder, I mean, to follow up on a little bit of what John was saying, Justin fashions himself as a very unique, special type of fighter in this division. A lot of conversation about you having to walk through hell to beat him. And I wonder for you, I mean, does he present any problems that you think you haven't seen before? Like, do you see a different...
Olha, ele é um cara que ele anda pra frente. Eu também só ando pra frente. Se duas carretas batendo de frente. Eu tô pronto, eu sou lutador de MMA, eu tô pronto, tanto de pé quanto no chão.
Listen, it's a truck. It only moves forward, and I only move forward. So there's definitely going to be a collision. There's definitely going to be a clash. I'm not a jiu-jitsu fighter anymore. I'm a complete MMA fighter. I want everybody to know. It seems like guys are not getting the picture. We're definitely going to collide, and I'm the champion.
Yeah, I mean, you look at your title reign, I think it's probably up there for one of the most entertaining title reigns we've ever seen from any champion in any division. And I wonder for you, what is it about your approach to this game that causes these kind of wild, crazy car crash type of fights?
Olha, eu entrei no UFC não para ser mais um. Eu entrei no UFC para ser o cara ser lembrado, para deixar legado. É isso que eu quero fazer.
Listen, guys, I told you I didn't come here to just be a champion one time. I came here to make history, to build my legacy, to never be forgotten. And I'm here on a mission.
Well, last one for me. I mean, you've certainly seemed to touch a chord with him a little bit with some of the stuff you've been saying. I mean, when he was in here 20 minutes ago, he promised a collision, and he said, quote, guys are just not getting the picture. And I wonder your response.
Yeah. I create car crashes, and I am the object with the most force. So, same mass. If he wants to play that game, I'm more than happy. He won't. He will have to. This will be just like Tony Ferguson. He will try to get this to the ground, and he will be stuck fighting my fight. That's the name of the game.
We had Joe Lowe's on in here earlier, and he was kind of asked about your fighting style, and he said, quote, he would light himself on fire just to try to burn the other person a little bit. What do you think of that description?
Dude, one day when I'm done, a story is being written. There is a method to the madness, and I can guarantee and promise you that. There has been since day one. And when I accomplish this on Saturday night, you guys will all have to look back and watch the journey and understand the decisions that I've been making are for a reason.
I know you said a couple of years ago you only have X amount of wars left in you. I assume the Michael Chandler fight kind of ticked that down by one.
How was that a war? That was boring.
First round.
That shit was. He hit me 4 times in the first round, once in the second because the ref let him, and after that, nothing.
Do you think people maybe overplay that fight? Oh, it was almost.
I mean, it was
fight of the year.
It was awesome, but internally in there felt slow and a little bit boring, to be honest with you, because in my mind I had to win. First time I've ever had to win and not finish somebody. I didn't like it, but it's the reason why I'm talking to you right now.
I mean, one aspect of that too, I wonder, like, when it's grimy, when it's bloody, when your back is against the wall, why are you able to succeed and thrive where it seems like others struggle?
Olha, eu sou escolhido por Deus, né? Toda honra e toda glória vem para Ele.
Listen, I was chosen. I'm different. I'm chosen. God chose me to do this for a living, and I'm different than everybody else in my weight class.
Well, then last one from me. A lot has been made over the past few years about sort of this evolution of Justin Gaethje. And I wonder for you, when you're looking at him, like, how different is the guy you're seeing from, the fighter from a few years ago? Like, do you think this evolution's overblown, or can you see the tangible difference?
Olha, ele é um cara completo, né? Ele é um cara que tem um wrestling bom, tem uma mão pesada, né? Mas eu venho olhando muito naquilo que eu venho evoluindo quanto que eu venho crescendo, quanto que eu venho evoluindo. Isso aí vocês vão ver, isso aí é notável, quanto que eu cresci, quanto que eu evolui.
Look, guys, he's improved his striking even better. He's got great wrestling. He's a complete fighter. He's a high-level fighter. Complete wrestling, great skills, great boxing. But I'm really not concerned or haven't been paying attention on what his evolution. I'm way more focused on my evolution, how much I've gotten better.
And lastly, I'm just curious about the exchanges with Nate Diaz on social media over the past few days.
Yeah, just what did he say? That motherfucker's lost over 15 times. Like, come on. So for him to be criticizing me for one loss, I found it funny. And I think he's jealous because he's done. He'll never be here. He'll never be fighting for a world championship. And he'll never achieve a world championship. In the history books, I'm already a world champion. You know, and I don't like it, and I don't accept it. I need to make it right on Saturday, but I'll be in the Hall of Fame. He should be too. But just because, you know, the fans love him.
Was there ever talks of you and Nate fighting?
Of course not. I know he's. I heard he turned down Khabib about 20 times. So for him to shit on me for losing to Khabib, I find that hilarious.
On Saturday you said...
But if he's fighting Khamzat next, then I got to give him some credit.
You don't see that fight going his way?
I don't know. Of course not. But you know, again, I'm a fan of the sport because anything can happen at any time. But he doesn't. What's he gonna? He's not gonna out wrestle him. He doesn't even have the power to shut someone's light out on accident. You know, so no chance. He is a 0% chance. 1% chance.